Most games way back when used to be happy and cheerful, but a lot of games these days are pretty dark and depressing. But that doesn't mean they're necessarily bad. Some games try to be dark, but they end up being a laughably horrible joke. Then some games actually succeed in being dark, and they make you experience that unsettling feeling every time you play it. Now, I haven't experienced many dark games in my day, except for maybe Assassin's Creed 3. And as a side note, you suck, Charles Lee. You suck. And then one day I came across a dark and evil game under the title of Bloodborne. Ever heard of the Dark Souls series? Bloodborne isn't exactly a direct sequel to Dark Souls 1 and 2, but they share the same gameplay styles and genuinely dark feel. They're also both made by From Software. And in some instances, these games can even get a little scary. Let me put it this way. Playing Bloodborne, you won't be like... Yep, that's about right. Okay, it's a little too dark for me. Sometimes I don't even know why people enjoy any of these games. They're dark and depressing. What's fun about exploring through a world that's dark and depressing? Being absolutely awesome in a world that's dark and depressing. It's not so sad when we're using a saw cleaver to slice away gigantic enemies. It's entertaining from the first hack to the last slash. When I first started Bloodborne, I had no other experience with the Dark Souls games that came before this, so I tried to start the game with as little of expectations as I could. All I knew was, it's dark, it's complicated, it's hard, it's Bloodborne. You first start the game in a blood bank where a creepy old guy named Iosefka with no eyes explains that you are a new hunter and that you need to sign a contract. Then you are taken to what had to have been the most confusing character creation screen I have ever experienced. You have the option to change everything from your body form to your jaw shape. I would have made my character look a bit more like me, but I am just a bit too busy for that. Then Mr. Blind over here says that to officially become a hunter, you need a blood transfusion, and that it is going to be quite a painful experience. And let me assure you, it definitely was. A werewolf crawls out of a pool of blood, he burns to death, and then some little gray alien creatures crawl all over you and stuff, yada yada yada. Then you're woken up in the blood bank where you then find out that the little alien guys are your allies. They teach you how to play. Brilliant. The further you trek along, you'll find a werewolf. You're supposed to fight it and die, which will take you to the hunter's dream so you can get your weapons. But being as new to this as I was, I tried to kill it. I died and went to the hunter's dream, got my weapons, and had no idea how to equip them. And then I proceeded to try to kill the werewolf with my bare hands, and I tried again. But oh no, too bad. I had to go cross country for my spring break and I couldn't bring my PS4 with me. So then when I actually asked my friend what to do, because you can't be a hunter without weapons, you know, he explained to me that I had to go to the body section and equip it there. I thought you had to choose your weapon and equipment and select use. Logic. It's the stuff that makes the world go round. After you kill the werewolf, you can go into Central Yharnam, where you kill some weird dude with a scythe, activate a lever that activates a ladder, then you get to light the next hunter's dream teleportation torch. Then things get crazy. After that little introduction portion of the game, you are shoved off into a brand new adventure without much instruction. You don't even have a minimap to help you. You're just immediately sent into a dark yet tantalizing expedition. If you're new to this game and Dark Souls, then be prepared to die a lot. Another thing that baffles me about why people like these games, they are indescribably hard. Every single enemy in the game has the possibility to kill you, and yes, I'm aware that every enemy in every game has the potential to do some damage to you. Even a Rattata could kill a Charizard if you didn't do anything about it, but these enemies are a bit different. They all have the potential to send you to the respawn screen, no matter what level of expertise you're at. Just a couple of hits and you're dead. And you lose all of your blood echoes, which you'll need to purchase everything in the game from weapons to items and even status boosts. But if you're a seasoned veteran at the Dark Souls games, you might live for longer than expected. Unless the surprise assaults and devastating attacks the enemies use make your spine shiver so hard it falls out. Seriously, this game has a bigger scare factor than the Fiery Fisto Pain. But being an action horror game, it's supposed to be that way. And with failure, a mile behind being dragged along the road, there is satisfaction. Every death brings you one step closer to figuring out why you died and how to prevent it. Maybe you should use the Molotov cocktails instead, or maybe you should rely more on your melee weapon for this enemy. And the less you die, the more supplies you can get. If you get enough blood vials, you can heal after every fight with the press of the triangle button. And every time you don't die, the easier it becomes to have easy access to new areas that you've explored. For example, I went on a no-death streak for about an hour and a half, and I eventually wrapped right back around to the torch, and unlocked the gate I couldn't access earlier. So now I can get to the next area without having to get myself obliterated by some guys and a couple of dogs. And if you look around enough, you can find a couple of corpses to salvage and some different paths to go along. You can even find armor and weapons off of corpses. As far as the fighting and combat systems go, they make sure you feel every attack thrown or taken. You'll never feel bored when in any fight. Even items you can use like the Molotov cocktails or throwing knives are fun to utilize in combat. And every enemy is unique in style. For the normal mutated guys, just try attacking right after they do. For the werewolves, you should try attacking whenever they are slightly dormant. For the big guys with bricks, use Molotov cocktails and use their slow attack times to your advantage. And as for the boss fights, you will be quite impressed. So far, the only bosses I encountered were Father Gargoyle and the Cleric Beast in Central Yharnam, and they were both very challenging. All of the boss fights are even more intuitive than fighting normal enemies. Since you are targeting only one very overpowered foe, you tune into the fight even more so than normal. And if you know their weaknesses, bosses still provide a challenge. I just wish I had known that Father Gargoyle was weak to fire in his beast form. From beginning to end, this game is brilliant. The incredibly hard to fight enemies add a sense of intense challenge, and beating any enemy makes you feel satisfied as heck. And defeating bosses? How excited and delighted can you get? The complicated menu processes are a little daunting at first, but once you get familiar with them, accessing them is pretty simple. The dark and mysterious world is scary and depressing, of course, but the more you play the game, the more you want to explore and see what's out there. I certainly want to see what lurks around every dark corner of Yharnam. I wonder who that could be. To Tom Shark from... It doesn't say. Whoa! This thing was mailed all the way from Yharnam City. Looks like some sort of contract. Hunter contract? Oh, no. Why would they want me? I'm just a wee lad. Well, it could be fun. No, please, no, please, no, please, no. Okay, that's it. I think I'd rather be a different kind of hunter for a while. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my video. If you liked it, like it. If you liked it and you want to see more, then go right on over to that subscribe button and give it a push. And I'm finally ready to start official Let's Plays. Now all I need is your approval. If you guys want me to start Let's Plays, just say it in the comments. See you next episode. guys. See you next review. It's kind of an episodic format, but oh well. See you next time.